Hi and welcome back to my channel. I am Teenie Crochets and today is the second part of my Kawaii food series where I will be showing you how to crochet this cute little banana. So crochet hooks at the ready and let's get going. To make the banana we are going to begin with our brown DK yarn and my 3.5mm hook. So I'm going to slip knot onto hook. And I'm going to chain 2, so 1 and 2. Into the second chain from hook, I'm going to do 6 single crochets. So 6 single crochets all into this second chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Then into the first stitch that we made, I'm going to do a slip stitch to join. The first stitch is always a little bit tight, so you want to maybe loosen it a bit. So into the first stitch we're going to there we go, we're going to slip stitch to join, chain 1 and fasten off. And we are finished with our brown yarn. Next, we're going to introduce our green yarn. So to do that, I'm going to slip knot onto my hook, and then I'm going to insert my hook into any of the stitches on the brown part. Then if I get everything in order, next I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop in green. So there are 2 loops on my hook, and then I'm going to yarn over and pull through both of these loops. So I have attached my green colour and I have done my first single crochet. So now I'm going to single crochet around these 6 stitches for 6 rows. So I'm going to do 6 rounds of single crochet, all in green. After your 6 rounds of single crochet, we're now going to do some increasing. So we currently have 6 stitches and we want to increase to 12. So to do that, we're going to do 2 single crochets into every stitch beneath. So into our first stitch, I'm going to do 2 single crochets for stitches number 1 and 2. Into the second stitch, I'm going to single crochet for 3 and 4. Into the next stitch, I'm going to single crochet for 5 and 6. Into the next, I'm going to single crochet 7 and 8. Into the next, I'm going to single crochet for 9 and 10, and into the last stitch of this round I'm going to do 2 single crochets for stitch number 11 and 12. And now I'm going to slip stitch into the next stitch to join, chain 1 and fasten off. Next I'm going to be adding the yellow colour of our banana, and whilst I attach this colour I'm also going to do another increase round. So we currently have 12 stitches, and on the next round I want to increase to 18. So I'm going to single crochet in 1 stitch and then do 2 single crochets into the following stitch 6 times. So to add my yellow yarn, I'm going to do a slip knot onto hook, and I'm going to insert my hook as with the green into any of the stitches. I'm then going to yarn over and pull up a loop, so there are 2 loops on my hook, yarn over and pull through both of these loops. So I've done my first single crochet and I have attached my yellow yarn. So single crochet for 1, and into the next stitch I'm going to increase for 2 and 3. Now single crochet for stitch number 4, increase in the next stitch for 5 and 6. Single crochet for stitch number 7, an increase in the next stitch for 8 and 9. Single crochet for 10, an increase in the next stitch for 11 and 12. Single crochet for 13, increase in the next stitch for 14 and 15. Single crochet for 16, an increase in the last stitch of this round for 17 and 18. For the next round we're going to increase from 18 stitches to 24. To do that, I'm going to single crochet into 2 stitches and then do 2 single crochets into the following stitch 6 times. So I'm going to single crochet for 1, and 2, and then increase in the next stitch for 3 and 4. Single crochet, 5 and 6, increase in the next stitch for 7 and 8. Single crochet, 9 and 10, increase in the next stitch for 11 and 12. Single crochet, 13 and 14, increase in the next stitch for 15 and 16. Single crochet, 17 and 18, increase in the next stitch for 19 and 20. Single crochet, 21 and 22, an increase in the last stitch of this round for 23 and 24. And now we're going to single crochet around these 24 stitches for 10 rows. So 10 rounds of single crochet, and I'll meet you back when I'm done. So I have just finished my 10 rows of single crochet around, and for the next row we want to single crochet around again, but we only want to go into the front loop of each stitch. So every stitch has 2 loops, a front loop which is closest to you and a back loop which is furthest away. So for this next round only, we're only going to be inserting our hook underneath the front loop of every stitch. So we're going to do 24 single crochets in the front loop only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20, 21, 22, 23 and 24. So next I'm going to create the banana peels, and we're going to have 3 peels. So to create the first one, I'm going to single crochet across 8 stitches, and we're going through both loops of the stitch now. So I'm going to single crochet 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Then I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. I'm now going to single crochet back across these 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Then I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. So you can see we are slowly going to create one of the banana peels. So I'm going to do single crochet across, chain 1 and turn for another 5 rows. So in the end we'll have a total of 7 rows of 8 single crochets. So I've done 2 and I've got 5 more rows to do. So 5 more rows of single crochet across. And after you have finished all of your rows, we're now going to do some decreases at the top of the peel. So I'm going to chain 1 and turn our work, and we've got 8 stitches, and we're going to reduce to 6 stitches on this row. And to do that, I'm going to single crochet the first 2 stitches together. So I'm going to insert my hook into the first stitch, I'm going to yarn over, pull up a loop, insert my hook into the second stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. So there are 3 loops on my hook. I'm then going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So I've single crocheted 2 stitches together. I'm now going to single crochet across 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And I'm going to single crochet the last 2 stitches of this row together again. So insert my hook, into stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. insert hook into second stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, so there are 3 loops on my hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So that is how we're going to do all of our decreases. So we now have 6 stitches. I'm going to chain 1, turn our work and single crochet back across these 6 stitches. So just do 6 single crochets. 3, 4, 5 and 6. And now at the end of this row, I'm going to chain 1, turn our work, and we're going to do another decrease row. So on this row, we're going to decrease from 6 stitches to 4. To do that, we're going to single crochet the first 2 stitches together again. So single crochet the first 2 stitches together. Now single crochet across 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and then single crochet the last 2 stitches together. So the last 2 stitches of this row, single crochet them together. So we've got 4 stitches, chain 1, turn our work, and I'm going to single crochet back across these 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Chain 1 and turn. Now for the next row, we're going to decrease to 2 stitches. So we're going to single crochet the first 2 stitches together, and then we're going to single crochet the last 2 stitches together. So we now have 2 stitches, chain 1, turn our work. I'm going to single crochet back across these 2 stitches. So just 2 single crochets, chain 1 and turn. And for the last row, we're going to single crochet these 2 stitches together to leave 1 stitch. So I'm going to single crochet the last 2 stitches together, and then I'm going to chain 1 to secure our yarn and cut the tail and pull through. So next we're going to create our second banana peel, and it's going to be made in exactly the same way as the first one. So into the first stitch, after the 8 single crochets or the 8 stitches of our first peel, into the first stitch we're going to insert our yarn into this stitch. So with my yellow yarn, because we cut it we have to reattach it again. I'm going to slip knot onto hook, and I'm going to insert my hook into the first stitch after the first peel. I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop, so there are 2 loops on my hook, and then yarn over and pull through both of these loops. So I have attached the yellow yarn, and I've also done our first single crochet. So if you remember from the first peel, we want to single crochet across 8 stitches, and we've already done 1, so I'm going to do another 7 single crochets. So we've single crocheted 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Then I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work, and we want to do a total of 7 rows of single crochet across. So we've already done 1 row, so I'm going to do another 6 single crochet across rows. So I'm going to single crochet across, chain 1 and turn for another 6 rows. So after all your rows, it's time to start the decreasing again. So I'm going to show you how to do that again. So we have 8 stitches and we want to decrease to 6. So I'm going to single crochet the first 2 stitches together. And then I'm going to single crochet across 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then single crochet the last 2 stitches together. So we now have 6 stitches, chain 1, turn your work and single crochet back across these 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, do number 4 again, 4, 5 and 6, chain 1 and turn. We're now going to decrease to 4 stitches, so we're going to single crochet 2 stitches together, single crochet across 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and then single crochet the last 2 stitches together. So we now have 4 stitches, chain 1, turn our work and single crochet back across these 4 stitches. 2, 3 and 4. Chain 1 and turn. We're now going to decrease from 4 stitches to 2. So I'm going to single crochet the first 2 stitches together, and then I'm going to single crochet the last 2 stitches together. Chain 1, turn my work, single crochet back across these 2 stitches, 1 and 2, chain 1 and turn, and finally our last decrease, single crochet the last 2 stitches together, and then chain 1 and fasten off with our yarn. So for the last peel, you'll notice there is only 8 stitches remaining from the banana, so they are the stitches that we are going to use for the last peel. So I'm going to attach the yellow yarn again because we cut it after our last peel. So I've done a slip knot onto hook, and I'm going to insert my hook into the first vacant stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. So there are 2 loops on my hook, yarn over and pull through both of these loops. So we've done our first single crochet. I'm now going to single crochet across the next 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Chain 1 and turn my work. So we've done 1 row of 8 single crochets, and we have another 6 rows to do. So I'm going to do my single crochets back and forth, and I'll meet you back before I start my decreasing. So 6 more rows. So I've finished my 8 rows, and it's time to do my decreasing for the last time. So chain 1, turn our work. We have 8 stitches. We want to decrease to 6. So we're going to single crochet the first 2 stitches together. Single crochet across 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, then single crochet the last 2 stitches together. Chain 1 and turn, single crochet across 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, chain 1 and turn. We're now going to reduce to 4 stitches, so single crochet the first 2 together, single crochet across 2 stitches, 1 and 2, single crochet last 2 stitches together, chain 1 and turn, single crochet back across these 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3 and 4, chain 1 and turn. We're now going to reduce to 2 stitches, so single crochet the first 2 together and single crochet the last 2 together, chain 1 and turn, single crochet across 2 stitches, 1 and 2, chain 1 and turn, and lastly we're going to single crochet these last 2 stitches together to make 1 stitch. But we're not going to fasten off, because what we're going to do now is we're going to single crochet around the whole perimeter of the banana peel to neaten it up. So to do that, I'm going to chain 1, and as you can see there are no stitches down the side of the peel, so what we're going to have to do is insert our hook at even intervals into spaces between stitches to create a single crochet. So we just want to evenly insert our hook into spaces between stitches, and this is going to enable us to make a single crochet chain down the side of the banana peel. It's going to make the peel look a lot neater. So I'm single crocheting into spaces all the way down to the bottom of the peel. And when we get to the bottom of the first peel, we want to single crochet across this gap to go back up the second peel. So I'm going to single crochet in the spaces between both of the peels. Now I'm ready to go back up the side of the second peel. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to single crochet all the way up the side, making stitches into spaces. And when you get to the top or the point of a peel, into the tip I'm going to do 3 single crochets all into the same stitch. 1, 2 and 3, and that's going to help me to turn the work so I can start single crocheting down the opposite side. And as you can tell, or as you can see, this is the yarn tail from when we fastened off at the tip of the banana peel. I'm going to hold that in between my work to crochet it in as I go, and it's just going to save me having to weave it in at the end. So with the yarn tail, for the next 3 or 4 stitches, I'm going to hold it between the working yarn and my hook. So when I insert my hook into my stitch, the yarn tail is between it and the working yarn, so I can crochet it in for a couple of stitches. And this means at the end of our work, I only have to cut it instead of weaving it in. So about 4 stitches there, I'm going to drop that tail and continue to single crochet around the banana. Now here I have another tail, and this tail is from when we added the yarn to make this peel. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to hold that in between the crochets that I make sure it's crocheted in, so I don't have to weave it in at the end. So I'm just holding it between my work. I'm going to crochet it in for 3 to 4 stitches, and then I can drop it, and all I have to do at the end of this is cut it off. No weaving in involved. So I've come to the top of my next peel, and into this top stitch I'm going to do 3 single crochets. 1, 2 and 3, and that's going to help me to begin to single crochet down the opposite side. Again, holding in this yarn tail for a couple of stitches, then I can let it go. Continue single crocheting around. And when you return back to your initial stitch, I'm going to slip stitch into it to join, chain 1 and fasten off, and cut the yarn tail. So where we weaved in the tails as we went, all I need to do now is to cut them off. So I can just go around and trim all these tails because we've already done the hard work. And we should only have 1 tail left to weave in, which is the last tail, because we couldn't weave that in as we went. So before we make the centre of our banana, I'm just going to weave this last tail in to get it out of the way. So to make the centre of my banana, I've chosen a lighter yellow yarn, and much lighter. And we are going to attach this yarn into the back loops left from earlier in the pattern. So if you can see these back loops, we're now going to work into them. So with my light yellow yarn, I'm going to attach it by slip knotting onto my hook, and I'm going to insert my hook into any of the back loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, so there are 2 loops on my hook, yarn over and pull through both of these loops. So I have changed the colour and I've attached the light yellow yarn into the back loops in our banana. So we have 24 back loops. So for this round I'm just going to single crochet around the 24 back loops. So 24 single crochets in the back loops only. And if you fold your work, the back loops just pop up and it makes it a lot easier for you to crochet into them. And at the end of this round, we're going to continue to single crochet around these 24 stitches for another 9 rows. So 9 rows, or 9 rounds should I say, of single crochet, and I'll meet you back here when I finish mine. And after you have finished your rounds, it's time to do our first decrease. So we're going to decrease from 24 stitches to 18. So to do that, I'm going to single crochet into 2 stitches and then single crochet 2 stitches together 6 times. So single crochet 1, 2, decrease for 3, single crochet 4, 5 and decrease for 6, single crochet 7, 8, decrease for 9, single crochet 10, 11, decrease for 12, single crochet 13, 14, decrease for 15, decrease again for 15, single crochet 16 and 17, decrease for 18. So I'm now going to do 2 rows of single crochet around these 18 stitches. So 2 rounds of single crochet. Then after them 2 rounds, I'm going to pull a loop up just for the time being, because I'm going to attach some safety eyes to my banana, and I'm going to attach them between 2 of the peels. So you select where you want yours to go. I'm going to bring my eyes in, and I'm going to be using 8mm eyes, and I'm going to add them fairly low down. Always check the placement of them before you add the backs. So I'm going to go 1 row higher. Now I'm happy with that, so I put them in the 1, 2, between the 3rd and the 4th row of light yellow. So now I can attach their safety backs. And before this hole gets any smaller, I'm also going to stuff him with my polyfill. And when I'm happy with that, I can reinsert my hook back into my loop, pull tight, and now we're going to decrease from 18 stitches to 12. And to do that, I'm going to single crochet into 1 stitch and then single crochet 2 stitches together, and I'm going to do that 6 times. So I'm going to single crochet for 1, decrease for 2, single crochet for 3, decrease for 4, single crochet 5, decrease for 6, single crochet 7, decrease for 8, single crochet 9, decrease for 10, single crochet 11 and decrease for 12. So I'm now going to single crochet around these 12 stitches for 1 row, and then I can fasten off. So 1 row of single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. And to fasten off, I'm going to slip stitch into the next stitch to join, chain 1 and then cut my yarn tail. Remembering to leave a little bit of a tail because we'll use that to close this hole up. So I can, at this point, I can add a little bit more stuffing to the top of my banana. And now I can close this hole. So with my yarn tail and my embroidery needle, I'm going to pick up the front loops of the remaining 12 stitches, so the front loops only of the remaining 12 stitches, and when you have all the stitches, pull tight to close that hole and weave in your tail. So to finish my banana off, I added a smile with black DK yarn, and then I used an old blusher that I used just for stuffed toys, and I gave him some nice rosy cheeks. And there you have our completed banana. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, like always, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. It's free and it really helps me out. And other than that, I will see you in the next video.